welcome back to the BVTV channel. And today's episode is going to be focusing on Dead by Daylight as promised. And we're going to be going straight into the backstory of these survivors and killers. I feel a big portion of this game is the lore behind them. That's what makes this game, in my opinion, so special, is the fact of the lore and the backstories that go with them that make it feel a lot more realistic and personal. But what I don't see is it's people cover it so much. So I want to cover all the survivors, all the killers' backstories, and tied into a real world basis from the upcoming weeks, probably for like the next year, as long as hopefully we can keep doing this by that time. And so the first character we're going to be doing is actually a survivor, and her name is called Nea Karlsson. Now, I actually have her story right here, and I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to read you it directly as how the game has it, her backstory, and then we're going to go and tie it into a real world basis. So basically, Nea Karlsson, she grew up in the small town of Hio. I'm assuming. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. If anyone's Swedish, correct me on that. It's H-A-O in Sweden. And she had a happy childhood, even though her mom and dad worked really hard. As the opportunity to move to the United States became reality, she started acting out. Nea was forced to leave her friends and her life behind. Now, that's going to be tough. Naya shied away from what her parents considered normal. Instead, she took refuge in skate parks and her tag Mashtyx. It's Mashtyx. I said that wrong. Sorry, guys. And she was seen more or less all over her new hometown. Naya made a sport out of tagging government buildings, avoiding the fuzz, which is the cops, and any other danger with her nimble cat-like abilities. Finally, Naya's parents became used to her disappearing for a few days on end. She may have gone too far when her friends dared her to tag the old Crotus Pen Asylum one moonless night, and she was never seen from again. Now, this is a very interesting story. Now, I think a lot of people, even if you're not moving from one country to the other, but from like one state to the other, I've been experienced that. As a kid, that can be very pressuring. And what it looks like, I'm gonna say her age range for Nea Karlsson was probably hitting right to her like high school days. Now, for me, I had wound up moving right before like my freshman year of high school started. So I'm an inner city person. It's where I've been born and raised for most of my time. And so going from seeing skyscrapers, buildings super connected, what we call them train car apartments, the subways, the bus is always going to be there. The small things like that. And then I moved to where I am now, and it's nothing but trees and grass, and there's not like a couple stores down like a couple miles and things like that. It is a massive culture shock. And even for me, it's kind of weird to try to fit in when everyone at that point, at least where I came from, everyone who was with each other in elementary and middle school happened to pretty much grow up with each other and everyone knew each other. And that was kind of the similar sense down here, but it was just so weird to kind of try to fit in at first, but it was easy once I got to like people started talking to me because I was that kid who didn't want to talk to you first. You had to talk to me, and at that point, it was kind of easier to kind of fit in and make my own group and things like that. But it is a very scary, not even scary, but a nerve wracking and pressuring as a kid. So I can definitely understand how her acting out became a thing, and because it's just when you went from one country, that I can't really relate on that one, but. Quite an interesting scenario for her. Here's another interesting thing is that the tag she once at that point, and I feel this is when at that point you're getting into like punk rock phase with the whole tagging skate parks, things like that. The whole tag Mashtyx. I've been trying to look up what that means. I still haven't found a appropriate definition for that. So if anyone has an actual definition for that, let me know in the comment section. I'm really curious. But here's the one part that actually really bugged me is the fact that her parents got used to her disappearing on days and nights. That is not very good parenting. And if anything, you're kind of encouraging her or the kid to do more not so good things. At this point, as we've already been told, she was avoiding the cops, tagging government buildings, by the way, it's a federal offense, I think. And it's not legal, it's not supposed to be legal and getting into all types of trouble that she wasn't necessarily doing in Sweden. So these are all red flags. I feel like the parents really should have been like, all right, no, we're putting our foot down here, and we're gonna change this, we're gonna fix and make the best out of it. But they didn't. I'm assuming I said there's only so much we know from her story in this small little passage. And it's kind of one of the things that are more disturbing. It's like, where were the parents? Shouldn't the parents have been like, hey, why are you not home every night at like 9, 10 p.m., not every few days, when you want to come back the next week and the next 2 weeks? Disappearing on days on end, what was she doing at that time during disappearing through those days on end? And the fact they got used to it and adjust to it is not okay. Please don't do that, parents. Let's see, last but not least, this is where it gets interesting. We kind of come back to this being a game. The fact that her friends dared her to tag the old Crotus Pren Asylum, that's basically the nurses' map. And the odd thing about that is she was never seen from again that moonless night. So clearly what that means is I'm assuming she went to go tag it. And as the old adage goes with this game, as well, know, the fog surrounded behind her. And then one moment she was there, the next minute she was being chased by the nurse in the actual Crotus Pen Asylum. And this entity, this fog, is a very interesting way of punishment. I want to do a character study eventually of the entity, which is we only know so much about it, but eventually I do want to do a character study on that. But I feel like we covered her quite well, Nia Carlson, and this is actually one thing I really want to do. Now I know we've got this going once a week, so if you guys want to see a killer next week, let me know. If not, we can sit with another survivor and then go to killer. It's really up to you guys and how you guys want to dictate how I start these stories, but I definitely want to dive in early in the morning and really get a creative mindset on Naya Carlson. I feel like she's one of the more underrated survivors in the game. And so, with that being said, everybody, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Please do leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to BVTV for more Dead by Daylight content. Wednesday, I hope to have a video up, maybe a top 5, if not a killer showcase where I showcase the game of me doing really well with the killer and their powers and stuff. Really just depends on how I'm feeling. But with that being said, everybody, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to BVTV. And if you'd like to support me in a more personal way, I have my Patreon link down in the description below. But that being said, everybody, have a great Monday morning. Hopefully this got your day right and ready to go. So with that being said, peace.